Hey team, welcome to our staff food position specific training video. First, let's go over our position overview so you can get to know your role. Let's go over what to expect as a concession staff member with us. Concessions includes cashiering, running, and being a food prepper. Food preppers help the cooks prep food. Runners get product from the back of the house to the front of the house for cashiers, like prepping hot food items from cooks, snack items, drinks, anything you can imagine. Cashiers then facilitate customer transactions and maximize tip volume without self-tipping. What's the difference between cashiering and running, you may ask? Runners prep food items, stock items, and holders for cashiers to pull from, and overall reduce their cashier motion waste by grabbing customer orders for them. Cashiers facilitate customer transactions and upsell at the register to maximize tip splits for everyone in the stand. They have a special relationship that we will cover later. Best practices in general for being a concession staff member or for cashiers, always upsell. If a customer only orders one item, ask them if they want two, and upsell our high value items that maximize sales volumes. Always say cheers after every sale and follow the EATS2SEATS cashier script, and then runners and food preppers, always over communicate with your site lead on restock needs and restock yourself when you run out of product. Next, let's quickly review hygiene and safety standards for everyone in the stand. In regards to hygiene standards, be clean. Since you're handling food, it's very important you're taking care of yourself and showing up to work hygienic. Always cut your nails, always wear your gloves when you're working with food as a food prepper or a runner, and always wash your hands. The proper technique for washing your hands is to wet your hands with clean, running water, turn off the tap and apply soap, then lather your hands, make sure you get under your fingernails, and then scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds and then dry your hands with a single-use paper towel. Since we're working with a lot of hot food and hot food machines, let's cover burn and slip dangers in the stand. To avoid burns while cooking or working with food, always slowly open a steamer door for steamers and let the steam escape before fully opening the door. For fryers and grills, which your cook should be handling, just make sure your cooks are the only people cooking food and that you're simply helping prep the food. In regards to grabbing food out of hot food warmers, always wear oven mitts or heat sleeves when moving hotel pans in and out of a warmer. And then for slip hazards, remember you always need to wear black non-slip shoes, and it's very important for us to mop up spills immediately to reduce this risk. Always walk and never run in the stand. Further and lastly, clean as we go, keeping the kitchen area clean and the stand clean. It's a great way to reduce the risk of injury, and be vigilant in enforcing these standards with runners, food service workers, and new staff. Next, let's review best practices and how to exceed at your job responsibilities. First, let's go over product displays. Our stand and all of our staff need to be optically perfect. So let's pre-stock proactively, setting up pretty sales displays, making sure our fridges and our coolers are fully stocked with full rows. Let's set up speed lines with pretzels and nachos and other hot food items pre-made. And every cashier needs to be perfectly uniformed in a hat and a zipped vest. Next, for our food preppers and our runners, ensure you are coordinated with the stand lead and the cooks. You will have to make sure that you know which specific items you're prepping pre-sales, with one runner putting cooked fries into baskets and one putting burgers on buns with lettuce and tomato as examples. Make sure that you're organizing your space and that you have enough food prep space to organize everything that the cooks are giving you, and if you don't, find space in the kitchen like a table to prep items on. Also, grab any prep items you need from dry storage at the beginning of the shift, like fry boats, hot dog and hamburger foils, and garnishes like tomato, lettuce, and onion pre-shift. Next, let's review the standard point of sale system type that we will use in a big concession stand. For normal concession stands, we will have this big hard point of sale system that you see on the right side of the screen here, and normally the login information will be somewhere on a sticker on the machine itself. When you're making a sale, all of these menus have pictures of the product items that the customer could order, where you'll simply click it and then you'll click a green checkout button normally, and then that will prompt a customer transaction and you will check them out. Always ask your stand lead if you ever need any help getting logged in or using your point of sale system. Next, let's dive back into the cashier-runner relationship because it's imperative to the success of the stand. Pre-shift, your stand lead will organize this, but one runner should be paired to every 2 cashiers within the stand, and then one food prepper should be paired to each cook and each runner. Mass produce popular items together to get ahead of production and the production schedule. During sales, food preppers will help the cooks get ready food prepped into a runner as efficiently as possible, while the runners are taking food from the food preppers and organizing it into the correct locations in the front of house. This is so that cashiers can grab it easier and not walk to the back of the house to grab items. Overall, we're trying to reduce cashier motion waste where this will increase the overall amount of transactions during the shift and in turn will maximize tip splits for all staff within the stand. Next, let's review tips to maximize sales and tips during the shift. Cashiers always utilize the EATS2SEATS service script to upsell and to maximize sales and say cheers after every sale. This is the EATS2SEATS My Pleasure. Also value the cashier-runner relationship. Runners make it your priority to reduce cashier motion waste, and cashiers focus on upselling and being friendly to maximize tip splits for everyone. Both of these in sync will maximize throughput and increase tips for all. Cashiers have a personality and have a good time interacting with customers. Be personable, ask them about how their day's going, and ask them if they're enjoying the event. Some notes on tips: you keep what you hustle for, and cashiers, you may never self-tip yourself. Next, let's review cleaning as you go. We must keep our workstations and the kitchen clean while we're operating within the stand. Sweep as you go, keep your appliances and prep stations clean as you go, ensure everyone is washing their hands, ensure everyone is wearing gloves, clean up any spills on the floor immediately to reduce slip hazards for everyone, and clean dishes during downtime. This will also decrease the cleanup workload at the end of the shift. Lastly, let's review close down and checkout procedures. Close down occurs at the end of the game or the event that you're working. We will begin soft closing about 30 minutes prior to the end of the game at the direction of your site lead, so be sure to watch our internal messaging to know when to soft close. In general, staff close down responsibilities include stocking the ice cooler with ice and the fridge cooler with water, returning boxed candy, peanuts, and chips to their proper places, discarding unsold hot food items after your stand lead's gotten an inventory count, bringing all dirty utensils and dishes back to the sinks, compiling all trash and cardboard and putting it out in the front of the stand, sweeping, helping stand leads ensure all ending inventory counts are done properly, and then awaiting the site lead for stand inspection and official closing approval. Once your site lead has approved the stand for closing, then you may check out with your site lead and you're good to go. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please text your ROD or email any questions you have to support@EATS2SEATS.com and we'll get back to you ASAP. Also, be sure to complete the staff food quiz on the My Trainings tab of your EATS2SEATS staff app and to score 100% score. Thank you, may God bless America, and may God bless EATS2SEATS.